Hi, this is Sarah Parker Thomas, and today we're going to be talking about Mercury Retrograde in December 2016. This is a preview of a mini masterclass that I'll be teaching later on this month. Astrologically, there's been a lot going on, And the full moon class is coming up too. So this doesn't replace it, this is just another one. This is the fourth Mercury Retrograde cycle of 2016. It occurs in Capricorn on December the 19th at 10:56 a.m. Universal Time or 5:56 a.m. Eastern Time. Mercury will go direct in Sagittarius on January the 8th, 2017 at 9:43 a.m. Universal Time. Now, Mercury enters the pre-shadow phase on December 1, 2016. Meaning that we're already in the pre-shadow phase now, and you may be feeling some of the Mercury effects on your communications or other aspects of your life. So there's a lot to really talk about. So let's start at the beginning, shall we? First of all, what to expect. In 2016, Mercury goes retro 4 times total, and all of them are in the earth signs. This last one, as I said, is going to be in Capricorn. So we've done Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And then we'll be doing Capricorn again. This year, it's all been about the earth signs. This actually points to the end of a 9-year cycle that started in 2008. So, like I say, about astrology, that's what it's about. It's cycles upon cycles upon cycles. Mercury is retrograde in one zodiac sign or the other. And those whose sun, Mercury, moon, or ascendant are in that sign will be seriously affected by the retrograde cycle of that sign. Like as I said, it starts in Capricorn, earth sign, and ends in Sagittarius, fire sign. So it'll be a very interesting time. As you know, Capricorn is a very practical sign. If you need something done and it is doable, give it to a Capricorn, and they will move heaven and earth to get it done. They're known to be, among other things, very hardworking and practical. Also thrifty. They're known to be punctual and very level-headed and grounded. So if you take that energy with it, you'll be advised to watch practical, logical matters and find practical solutions. This is not a time for thinking out of the box. And also you'll be moved to strongly look at your budget and your time. And by time, I mean issues relating to time. Are you wasting time? Is your time fluctuating? Do you have problems keeping deadlines? Those kind of things. Money or finances could be a major source of problems when Mercury retrogrades in any of the earthly signs. And like I say, it's been 4 times this year. About 19% of the movement of Mercury is retrograde. So this implies that about 1/5 of the people have a retrograde Mercury somewhere in their chart. So isn't that interesting too? And if you want your chart done, contact me. And did I mention Mercury will station retrograde in conjunction with Pluto? This is a very exciting and dramatic period, which is less about the usual travel and communication problems and more about deciphering deep, dark secrets. There's also 2 stunning aspects patterns coming up, which I'll talk about later in more detail. But let's focus on Mercury right now. For the most part, most of you know the drill, right? Count on greater misunderstandings, lost communication, expect delays and or undelivered mail or messages, be on the lookout for misplaced documents, computer-related problems, etc., etc. Well, all of that figures in too, but this particular series, the Earth series of retrograde, as I talked about a while ago, focuses on money too and time. You're going to probably, it would be wise to plan on writing and rewriting things, communications, but be brief, be to the point, because you'll probably later on wish that you had an opportunity to rewrite them later with a clearer head once this Mercury retrograde fog kind of lifts. So what I'm saying is check and double check messages, check figures and time. Make allowance for extreme weather too, affecting transportation and commuting, because we're going to see some major storms during this time, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Always get repairs done of any kind before Mercury retrograde begins, or wait until it ends. Emergencies may happen, so it's wise to keep a full tank of petrol extra cash in your purse, and a backup battery for your phone. Okay? And unless it's an emergency, it's generally not a good idea to make or schedule medical or dental consultations or appointments. Are planning on having elective surgery done? This is not the time. Expect computer and tech issues, not the least of which will likely include slower connections, lost passwords, and missent emails. Also, be like Jesus and save. You must do your backups now. Back up now before it's too late. Also, Mercury retrograde is definitely not the time to start a new relationship, a new job, or a long-term new project. Don't start the new career in the middle of this. Put off signing papers or starting that new job if you can until after the retrograde. And I know that's not always practical because sometimes you apply for a job and by the time you do the references, do the interviews, do the vetting, boom, you're in the middle of Mercury. But where it's practical, try and wait, okay? You can also expect telephones and computers to not be your friend at this time. Chances are good that you're probably going to drop them and break them, or they will suddenly just die. Also, be on the lookout for product recalls. Well, it's really interesting. This Mercury retrograde brings drama which affects whole cities and nations. Expect a lot of weird stuff in the news about that. And even though you may be tempted, do not purchase any big ticket item. It's a good idea to wait to buy that new car, wait to buy the house, okay? It's also not time for repairs to any type of machinery or automobiles. Chances are repairs made during this time to anything that has to do with transportation. So this includes bicycles, motorcycles, scooters, those kind of things. Any kind of repairs done will most likely end up with more repairs needed. People tend to think slower and process communication slower during retrograde. So be mindful of others, yeah? Expect misleading information, if not deceptive, especially with Neptune and Pisces right now. It may just be omissions of facts. So as long as you're aware of it, check and double check. Also, you can expect missed appointments, traffic problems, and people that are suddenly unable to keep their word or promises. People are just suddenly having lots of chaos and drama happen. It's also very important right now to resist the urge to burn the candle at both ends. Take a break, slow down, and get plenty of sleep. Sleep deprivation during Mercury retrograde causes extreme confusion, inflexibility, and general difficulty staying in reality. Oh, crap, as if it wasn't enough. Now you have to do that. If you are feeling the least little bit sleepy, don't send that text message, okay? It's not going to come out the way you think it's going to. Plan to take naps and don't work quite as much. Okay, and let me just say it one more time. Mercury retrograde also affects all modes of travel and all modes of communication. So it's definitely not a good time for travel, and we should only do so when our personal energy influences show positive indications, okay? Also, it's a good idea to shield up, ground, protect. Yeah, because you're doing that anyway, right? Look at the details, check and double check, yeah? Because there will be delays. And it may not be a delay for you per se, but it will probably impact you. Okay, I'm running out of time here. I don't want this to be all doom and gloom. There are some positives with Mercury retrograde. This is a great time to move back and take stock of your life, to rethink, redo, and redefine. Also, it's a great time to organize and declutter your life, both spiritually and physically. It's a time for letting go and cleaning up paperwork, paying off old debts, and doing what we promised that we haven't completed, or otherwise handling those matters more responsibly. It's not a good time for starting those new projects, but as I say, tidying up the ones that you already are in the middle of, okay? I have a lot more information to discuss in the class. I hope you can join me there. Oh, and don't forget, we have a webinar coming up. It will be January the 8th. It's just a one-day event, 3 international speakers, and it's going to be about releasing anxiety. I hope you can make it. Take care. I hope I see you there. Or for the full moon class, it's coming up too. I'll put that up. Okay. Reiki blessings. Bye-bye.